But towards the fight, I did what I was supposed to do.
You said this was going to be another day at the office for you. I think it was after the 10th round. You looked at us sitting ringside, said, I told y'all this was going to happen. You said you fought guys like this your entire career. Did it feel like just another opponent?
Hey, listen, I said I boxed guys like this my entire career. This is the art of boxing. Hit, don't get hit, and pick guys apart. I could beat any of these guys. All I got to do is put my mind to it. I told y'all I'm the best fighter on the planet, and I stand by that.
Shakur Stevenson did not need a microphone to send a message to Ryan Garcia, but when the opportunity presented itself, he did not hesitate. In a sport where callouts often feel theatrical and half-hearted, this one carried weight because it followed weeks of public tension, pointed criticism, and a brewing clash of styles that has divided the boxing world.
I'm not even thinking rehydration clauses. Either it's 147 or 140. That's the truth.
We dug you up. So, I mean, that's going to get a lot of people thinking like, hey, what happened to the Ryan and Devin rematch now?
Well, that's the thing, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Devin says yes, but have you heard the father lately? He keeps on saying, nah, we don't want it. We don't want it. Man.
The moment Ryan Garcia declared that he had the blueprint to outbox Shakur, to steal rounds from him, and to expose what he described as an overrated defensive reputation, the narrative shifted from casual speculation to something far more compelling.
You and Shakur, though. You and Shakur.
Me, Shakur, I will fucking give it to him.
Yeah?
I will give it to him.
That's a good fight, too, right?
I want that.
You want the Shakur
I want
fight?
that, yeah, bro.
Ooh, that's a good
Because I know
fight.
that punches ain't gonna hurt. Just like Devin Haney, I was eating him.
Eat it? Oh, man. I ain't gonna lie. If the Tio fight don't go through, you and Shakur is a big fight, too. I kind of like that. I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of like that.
I feel like every punch, I will make sure he feels it, and he would not like it. He won't like being in the ring with me, though. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
He might say, oh, the skills, blah, 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 blah. Different when you're in there ready on those gloves, bro. Big different. Like Devin Haney said the same thing.
Now, with Garcia preparing for Mario Barrios and openly targeting Stevenson next, Shakur's acceptance of that challenge has transformed a hypothetical into a looming super fight with genuine implications.
Did you think you was really gonna beat him up that way?
Yes. I've been told you this. I told you this a minute ago. I said he's not on my level.
The timing is crucial. Shakur Stevenson entered this phase of his career riding the momentum of a dominant performance over Teofimo Lopez, a victory that reinforced his status as one of the most technically refined fighters in the sport.
Ryan Garcia's dad claims Ryan can make 140 pounds clean to fight Shakur Stevenson, despite walking around at 151 in camp. Henry Garcia says the Devin Haney rematch won't happen because Bill Haney is blocking it, citing damage concerns. He admits Ryan wasn't at his best for Haney due to limited sparring and distractions. If Ryan beats Barrios on February 21st, Henry wants a Shakur showdown next. The question, will Shakur accept?
Observers praised his composure, his spatial awareness, and his ability to dictate pace without absorbing unnecessary punishment. In the aftermath, conversations about pound-for-pound rankings intensified, and Stevenson's name was placed alongside the sport's elite with renewed conviction. Yet while many celebrated his defensive mastery, Ryan Garcia was busy dismantling the narrative. Garcia's criticism did not stem from dismissal, but from conviction. He argued that the perception of Stevenson's invincibility on defense does not always align with the evidence. He pointed to facial swelling in past fights, to moments where opponents found contact, and to what he believes is a pattern of low punch output that creates the illusion of dominance without sustained offensive risk. This tension between perception and reality forms the backbone of the proposed showdown. Stevenson's reputation is built on discipline, ring IQ, and defensive subtlety, while Garcia's identity revolves around speed, timing, and the devastating left hook that has defined his highlight reel. Garcia contends that he can neutralize Stevenson's movement, disrupt his rhythm, and impose a tempo that forces exchanges. He believes that when Stevenson is pushed to the edge by a fighter who can match his quickness while threatening real damage, the smooth aesthetic that captivates audiences may begin to unravel.
Some of your 135 contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30 or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you going to get hit.
However, before that narrative can reach its climax, Garcia must first navigate the immediate challenge of Mario Barrios. The bout with Barrios has sparked intense debate within boxing circles, not only because of stylistic questions, but because of the broader context surrounding Garcia's career trajectory. Critics such as Chris Algieri have questioned how Garcia, coming off uneven performances and a suspension linked to banned substances, secured a title opportunity at 147 pounds without recent conclusive victories at the weight. For them, the optics alone raise uncomfortable. Tim Bradley has emphasized that Garcia's last performance left significant doubts, particularly regarding his composure under pressure and his response to adversity. Bradley's assessment centers on one critical factor: Garcia's relationship with power. In Bradley's view, Garcia struggles when confronted by opponents who can punch with authority and force him to respect their offense.
I wasn't too mad at Devin and T.O. because it looked like they actually trained. It looked like they went out there and trained for that fight. I don't think Ryan Garcia gave the best version of Ryan Garcia.
Right. But
I don't think he trained.
Fight, and Ryan Garcia didn't really have a game plan for Rolly. Rolly definitely had one.
I don't think he prepared. I don't think there was a training camp in place that got him ready for that fight. And if it was, it wasn't a good one. And it wasn't a lot of time. It couldn't have been.
Barrios presents precisely that type of test. He carries experience, durability, and a measured style that could exploit Garcia's tendency to wait for the perfect left hook. Bradley has suggested that if Garcia repeats the hesitancy displayed in prior bouts, Barrios could capitalize with steady pressure and disciplined fundamentals. Barrios' draw with Manny Pacquiao provided him with invaluable exposure to elite-level intensity, and that experience may serve him well against Garcia's explosive but sometimes predictable approach. Richardson Hitchens has echoed similar concerns, noting that Garcia often defaults to a narrow tactical framework built around the left hook. While acknowledging Garcia's athletic gifts, Hitchens has questioned whether his ring IQ extends beyond that singular weapon. His departure from established trainers such as Eddie Reynoso, Joe Goosen, and Derek James has fueled speculation about stability within his camp. Robert Garcia has suggested that while Ryan possesses the raw tools to become a world champion, frequent shifts in guidance can disrupt development and undermine accountability. The return to training under his father signals a desire for autonomy, but it also raises questions about structure. In boxing, where marginal adjustments often determine outcomes, consistency in coaching can be the difference between refinement and stagnation.
Would be getting outboxed by Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion. I think Shakur Stevenson has the ability that everybody thought Devin had. The problem is Ryan Garcia's mental. He goes Super Saiyan, and this is what I mean by that. If he feels that you think you're hurting him, or if he's getting insecure, he just snaps. So when he snaps and starts swinging on Shakur Stevenson going to get on his bicycle. And if he can't get away, that's how Shakur can get hurt. So that's why that fight would look closer to what we thought him and Devin Haney was going to look like. Devin Haney got a lot of holes in this game.
Meanwhile, observers have contrasted Garcia's public presence with Barrios' quieter preparation. Reports of Garcia engaging with influencers and maintaining a visible online persona have fueled narratives of distraction, while Barrios is described as immersed in disciplined camp work. Whether these portrayals accurately reflect preparation levels is secondary to the psychological impact they create. Perception in boxing often shapes betting lines and fan expectations long before the opening bell rings. Amid all of this, Shakur Stevenson watches closely. His willingness to accept Garcia's challenge suggests confidence not only in his skills, but in his ability to capitalize on Garcia's volatility. Stevenson has implied that Garcia did not present his best self in prior bouts, and that insufficient preparation contributed to those shortcomings. However, Stevenson also understands that a fully disciplined and focused Garcia represents a more formidable opponent than the inconsistent version critics have dissected. Stylistically, his hand speed allows him to close distance rapidly, and his left hook remains one of the most feared weapons in contemporary boxing. The central question becomes whether Garcia can consistently land that punch against a defender who excels at slipping just outside range.
You like that fight? You're not gonna fight Shakur. You know what I mean? Ryan, he's a good kid, you know what I mean? But I just don't see him fighting Shakur.
You wouldn't like that fight for Shakur? Like, that'll be possibly the biggest fight for him?
I said
like,
I wouldn't.
He wouldn't take it, yeah.
Ryan wouldn't take that fight right now. It's Shakur against everybody in the division right now. You know, I don't think nobody really want to see Shakur right now in his division. You know, you can say whatever you want. You can say he's boring. You can say, oh, he don't punch. You can say, you know, all these things about him. But I don't see nobody just, you know, eager to get in the ring with him.
Garcia has argued that Stevenson's defensive success is partly a product of limited offensive volume. In his assessment, a fighter who throws fewer punches can preserve energy and minimize exposure, but risks conceding initiative. Garcia believes he can exploit those lulls, stealing rounds through aggression and calculated bursts. Stevenson's supporters counter that his efficiency renders volume unnecessary, and that his accuracy and ring control outweigh sheer output. Beyond tactics lies the broader narrative of redemption versus validation. For Garcia, defeating Barrios and securing a fight with Stevenson would represent an opportunity to silence critics who question his discipline and resilience. It would allow him to pivot from controversy toward credibility. For Stevenson, accepting the challenge is about legacy. Victories over high-profile explosive opponents strengthen his claim as an elite technician capable of dismantling diverse styles. The psychological dimension cannot be ignored. Garcia's admission of past struggles, including periods for his part, project's composure and clarity, rarely allowing external noise to disrupt his preparation. As the Barrios fight approaches, speculation intensifies. If Garcia delivers a decisive and controlled performance, momentum will surge toward a Stevenson showdown. If he falters, the proposed clash may dissolve into another chapter of what-ifs.
Stevenson and Ryan Garcia ever happen?
I mean, I'm with it. I'm with it at 142, 43, like something reasonable, because he's big as hell. Like, that nigga walking around 180. I'm walking around, I ain't gonna tell y'all my weight, but I'm walking around not too far from my weight. So, he big as hell. So, truthfully, yeah, it can happen. I just think it gotta be at a reasonable weight. And I don't want no, like, rehydration clause. I don't want nothing that's going to take away from me actually beating him. So
the stakes extend beyond belts and paydays. They touch on narratives of authenticity, preparation, and the thin line separating potential from fulfillment. Shakur Stevenson's acceptance of Ryan Garcia's offer signals that he sees opportunity rather than threat. He recognizes that a victory over Garcia would not only affirm his defensive reputation, but also dismantle the claim that his style collapses under power. Garcia, meanwhile, frames the contest as inevitable, portraying himself as the stylistic antidote to Stevenson's perceived limitations. Ultimately, the boxing public stands at a crossroads of anticipation. The path forward runs first through Mario Barrios, whose disciplined approach may serve as Garcia insists he holds the blueprint. The coming months will determine whether confidence translates into conquest, and whether the promise of this rivalry matures into a defining chapter of modern boxing. If that chapter does unfold, it will not simply be about who lands the cleaner punch on a given night. It will be about which philosophy of boxing asserts itself under championship pressure. Stevenson represents the school that values calculation over chaos, that believes the smartest fighter eventually dismantles the most explosive one.
I guess I'll start with you on this one, Ryan. What did you think when you found out that your former trainer was going to be training him?
Licking my lips. Oh, he already know. This is about to be it's going to be bad, because I know all that. I know what he's training like. I know everything. You know, they could say, oh, he knows, but he didn't train with me long enough. I know, been knowing Joe since I was 17. I know exactly, and I haven't trained with him. I just watched him, so I know exactly how he trains his fighter, exactly what they're doing. So to me, it was like, oh, thank God you gave me an advantage. Like,
Garcia represents the belief that speed and timing, when paired with conviction, can fracture even the most disciplined defensive shell. When two such contrasting ideologies collide, the result is rarely routine. The technical subtleties would define the narrative from the opening round. Stevenson's ability to control distance with subtle foot adjustments and feints would test Garcia's patience. Garcia's challenge would be to resist overcommitting early, to avoid chasing shadows, and to invest in bodywork that could slow Stevenson's lateral movement. Historically, fighters who have rushed at Stevenson have paid a tactical price. Garcia would need to demonstrate a maturity that critics argue has not consistently appeared in his biggest moments. At the same time, Stevenson would be tasked with answering questions that Garcia has forcefully raised. Can he maintain offensive rhythm against an opponent who can close space in a blink? There is also the matter of durability and psychological resolve. Garcia has faced adversity in recent bouts, including moments where doubt appeared visible in his posture. Supporters believe those experiences have hardened him rather than weakened him. Stevenson, conversely, has rarely appeared rattled inside the ring. His composure is one of his defining assets. The fighter who imposes doubt first will likely control the emotional tone of the contest. Promotional dynamics would amplify the stakes. Garcia's global following ensures commercial gravity, while Stevenson's reputation among purists guarantees critical scrutiny.
They say Shakur Stevenson is, this era's new, the Floyd Mayweather Jr. What's your thoughts on that? People keep on saying that, even, Shakur keeps on saying that Shakur Stevenson is a new Floyd Mayweather of this era.
He is.
Why do you say that?
Because he ain't taking many chances, ain't giving guys no chance to beat him. But now the difference in him is he fighting everybody. He not ducking and dodging. You know what I'm saying? He fighting everybody. That's a bit different.
The build-up would likely oscillate between technical breakdowns and pointed verbal exchanges, with Garcia challenging the aura surrounding Stevenson's defense, and Stevenson calmly dismantling Garcia's perceived limitations. Beneath the spectacle, however, the underlying truth would remain that both men are navigating defining stages of their careers. For Garcia, the path is clear yet narrow. He must demonstrate against Mario Barrios that discipline has replaced distraction and that evolution has replaced repetition. Only then does the Stevenson bout become more than marketing ambition. For Stevenson, patience is paramount. Accepting the fight signals confidence, but overlooking the volatility of Garcia's style would be an error. Every technical advantage must be reinforced through Stevenson's acceptance has placed that possibility within reach, but the final confirmation depends on results rather than rhetoric. As the narrative continues to build, one reality persists. In boxing, theories dissolve under impact, plans unravel when speed meets precision at full force. Whether Ryan Garcia can translate his conviction into disciplined execution, and whether Shakur Stevenson can transform defensive mastery into decisive dominance against elite speed, remains to be seen. The stage is set, the challenge has been accepted, and the sport now waits for performance to validate promise.